Okay, guys, so today we are going to be learning about spending plans. This is something we've kind of talked about before, but we haven't really gone in depth to it. We've addressed the situation, kind of what spending plans are, so you guys know. You know the terms like budget and that kind of stuff. But we are going to start with a game. So each of you have some fake money, and then you have waste baskets that are on your tables. So you have fake money of $10 bills each. Everybody should have $10. Count those. Make sure you all got $10. And as I ask you a question, you are going to answer yes or no. If you answer yes, then you get to keep the money. If you answer no, then you have to throw the money away. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Yes means what? Yes, you get to keep the money. No means you have to throw the money away. So, first question. I have a spending plan for my allowance and my earnings from working for myself or for others. So some of you guys have jobs that you do every week, whether you're at Ingalls or Western Sizzlin, and you're spending that money, you're earning that money each week. I think in high school, my paycheck was $70 a week. If you don't, then you're getting money from somewhere else. Either your parents are giving you an allowance, or you are working on the side, mowing grass or whatever. And so you're earning money somewhere else. So do you have a spending plan for any money that you're earning? Yes or no? Okay. Next one. Before spending my paycheck, I review my goals and pay myself first. So what does pay yourself first mean? Yes. So if you pay yourself first, they suggest that you take 10% out of your paycheck and you pay yourself. So you're taking that 10% and you're putting it in a savings account, or you're putting it back. You're not going to spend that money. So when you pay yourself first, you take your 10%. So my paycheck was $100. How much am I going to pay myself? $10, right? So I'm taking $10 and I'm putting it in my savings account, and that's the money that I don't touch at all. I leave that alone and don't touch it. Yes or no, are you paying yourself first? I plan how I will use the rest of my paycheck before I say yes to any impulse buying. So are you an impulse buyer, or do you plan on buying big ticket items ahead of time? I have a wardrobe plan based on basic color styles best suited to my body type and lifestyle needs. So do you have crazy clothes, or do you have clothes that you can wear many different places with many different mixes, and you can pair this with this? Or do you just have single outfits that you can only wear together? I know how much I can spend on clothing each month. I have a budget for snacks and meals eaten away from home. Do you have a budget for your P&R runs when you guys go down to P&R in the afternoon? Do you have a budget on how much you're going to spend that week? I pack my lunch from home to save money. Do you pack your lunch, or are you spending money picking up lunch outside of school? I plan ahead for times of big expenses such as graduation, yearbooks, prom, school and community activities, so that I'll have enough money that I need to attend or participate. So do you save your money for those big things? Or when you go on the senior trip, have you saved your money so that you'll have some spending money? Okay, we got two more. I take care of my teeth by brushing regularly, getting regular checkups, and cutting out sodas and other sugar-laden products. Do you take care of your teeth? Yes or no? Remember, no, you throw your money away. Yes, you keep your money. If I want to make a major purchase, $100 or more, I do comparison shopping to get the best buy for my money. So are you on the internet making sure that you're getting the best deal? Okay, so some of you should still have some money left over. Whoever has the most money left over gets a prize. So if you have $9 left, raise your hand. $8. $7. $6. There we go. Okay, Tyler, you get candy at the end of class. Come see me. Good job. Okay, go ahead and put that stuff up, guys. Okay, let's talk about spending a little bit. Now, you might not think that spending is important. To you, it's just enough money to get by. It's kind of how you feel, I'm sure, because that's how I was when I was in high school. I wasn't making a lot of money, so I didn't feel like a spending plan was that important. But one day, many of you will want a family and a house and a car, and you're going to have to save up for those things. You're not just going to have, well, most of you are not just going to have enough money to go out and buy those things. So, do you think that one day that you might need to have a strict budget in order to make those things happen in your life? Yes, I agree. I think it's important to have a budget if you plan on saving up for a down payment on a house or a car. The more you have as a down payment, the less you have to pay for interest. So, it's important to go ahead and save your money, guys. What are some big ticket items you would like to own that you might need savings for? Yes, car, you're going to pay less interest. House, we'll sit down one day and we'll figure out the interest that you pay on a house over 30 years, and you guys will be amazed at how much you'll have to pay in interest. So if you don't want to pay a lot in interest, you have a bigger down payment so that you don't have to borrow as much money. So yes, a house is obviously a big ticket item, something that almost everybody has to save for. Go ahead and get in groups and take a piece of paper and a pencil with you. Okay, in your groups, you're going to make a list of all the expenses that you will have as an adult. And these don't have to be perfect, but just think of things that you might have. Some of those might be car payment, house payment, insurance, credit card payments. If you are planning on going to college, then you'll most likely have credit, or you'll have college debt. So you need to think about your school loans. And then think about things that are unexpected expenses and one-time expenses. So what would be some one-time expenses? So something you're not going to pay on every month, and then an unexpected expense, something that you weren't planning on happening. So go ahead and write those down. We're just going to take a couple of minutes for you guys to do that. Okay, so now that you've done those for a couple of minutes, go ahead and separate them out into reoccurring, one-time, and unexpected expenses. So what are some things that are going to come up every month, and then some things that you're just going to have one time, and then something that's unexpected. Okay, good job. So what are some reoccurring expenses? Jamie, yes. Okay, so car insurance, we went over all this. Your payments, yes. Payments, car insurance, things that come up every month. How about one-time expenses, Joey? A one-time expense would be a winter coat. You look in your closet and you don't have a winter coat, so you have to buy this coat. You're not going to buy the coat every month, so it's a one-time expense. And unexpected expenses. Yes, your refrigerator went out and you don't have one. So how are you going to pay for that refrigerator? Are you going to have your savings to pay for that refrigerator, or are you going to have to put it on a credit card? So the idea, guys, is that you're going to have, when you pay yourself, you're going to have that 10% in your savings, and you can go out and buy a new refrigerator instead of having to put it on a credit card and pay interest. And then you also have to pay every month a payment on that refrigerator. So the idea is to go ahead, have that money for an unexpected expense that you will be able to just go ahead and pay for it, and you won't have to borrow the money and have to pay somebody back. Okay, everyone go back to your seats, and I have made you all a spending plan template. So you all are going to make a spending plan for yourself. These are for now. These are not for later. So there's only a few things on here that are included in your daily life, like car payment, car insurance, gas, food, clothing. There's not big things on here like your insurance and a house payment, rent, any of that, because most of you do not have, I would hope none of you have those things right now. So these are just things that most high schoolers would have. At the top, it has your earned income and your unearned income. What is your earned income? Yes, that's the money that you're making at your job. What is unearned income? Right. So if your parents are not, if your parents give you $100 a week for gas, that's unearned income. You're not making that money in your job. So go ahead and write that down on your income. And then car payment, car insurance. If you guys don't have these things, then skip them. If you do have them and you don't know like exactly how much you're paying on that, just take a guess of what you're paying. And then underneath it is variable expenses. This is your gas, food, clothing. When you're going out on dates, it's listed entertainment. So that's the money that you're going to be spending each month that is not a guaranteed amount. Some months you might spend more money on gas. Other months you're not going to spend as much. So these are going to be variable expenses. They're going to change each month as your spending changes. So go ahead, take a few minutes, fill that out, and then on the back it has profit or loss. So is your income minus your expenses, and are you making money or losing money? Are you spending more than you're taking in is what that's saying. So go ahead, do that for a couple of minutes, and we'll go over them in a second. Okay, so we have finished our spending plan, and raise your hand if you had a profit. I would like to see almost everyone's hand raised for this. Okay, so those are all our profiters. That means that you guys are bringing in more money than you're spending. So you're making $70 at Ingles in the afternoons, and you're only spending $40 of it. So you have $20 extra. That is what we're looking for. We want you guys to be making more money than you're spending. Who is losing money? Okay, so we have a couple. Those are our troublemakers. Those are the people that are spending more money than they're making, and you guys are going to have to cut back. So what are some areas that we could cut back on? Gas, food, clothing, any of our variable expenses, correct. So any of these things that you're spending that are variable expenses, you're spending too much money on. You can't spend less money on your car payment, and you can't spend less money on your car insurance because those are fixed expenses. They're not going to change. Every month you are required to pay that much money. Something you agreed to when you started it. Gas, though, you don't have to use as much gas. You don't have to go out with your girlfriend every weekend. You can go out every other weekend maybe. So that's a good way. That would cut your spending in half as far as your dates because you're only going every other weekend instead of going every weekend. Do you guys understand the importance of a spending plan? Why is this important? Is it important only now, or is it going to be important later in life? Yes, I agree. I think that it's very important. I think if you start now, that you're only going to benefit later in life. So you're not 25 and living at home with your mom because you can't afford a house, like me. So go ahead, make a spending plan. Start saving up your money ahead of time. Do you think you will use a spending plan to reach your financial goals, or you'll just try to wing it on your own? I would hope that you would use a spending plan. I think it's the most beneficial way to keep track of what you're spending and what you're not spending. It's something that you guys need to do pretty religiously. And times that you think spending plans will be most beneficial to you. Early, mid-20s, 30s, retirement age. When do you guys think it'll be most important? I believe that retirement age is the most important time because you have worked all your life, you've saved up enough money to retire, but what if that money runs out? That's when you get in trouble. So I think spending plans are the most important when you're older in life because you only have so much money until you have ran out. So a lot of times older couples get in trouble because they're not bringing any money in and they're just constantly spending and they didn't have enough saved. So remember to use a spending plan. This is something we will continue to talk about the rest of the semester. It's the basis for a lot of financial planning. But go ahead, take 15 minutes. Tomorrow we're going to begin a new chapter. We're going to analyze the principles of earning. So the money that you are bringing in, we're going to analyze that. So go ahead, take 15 minutes, and we'll come back together and start on something else.